Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're really plunging into some deep waters, ancient prophecies, thinking about time, destiny, and a pretty radical transformation of, well, everything. We're talking about this concept of the seventh day and what it might reveal about a future 1,000-year kingdom. You might also know it as the new heavens and new earth. Our goal here is to unpack these layered ideas from our sources. We'll look at the timeline, its nature, and some frankly surprising details about what life could be like.
Right. And what's truly insightful here for you listening is how these sources frame time itself. It's fundamental. They give us this key. One day is like 1,000 years. And that's not just, poetic language. It means the seventh day is the seventh 1,000 years, whole millennium. And this era, it has huge implications. It culminates in the perishing of what's called burnt offering altar Hades. Which sounds dramatic, and it is. It's like a symbolic end to the old ways, the old sacrifices, the defeat of death's realm. It really paves the way for something totally new. And, this is crucial, this 1,000-year kingdom goes by several names in the texts we're looking at.
Right, you mentioned.
Yeah, it's the new heavens and new earth. It's called paradise, sometimes the third heaven, even the Sabbath. They all point to this specific millennial period.
It's a powerful scene. So, if this is this grand renewal, ecologically, physically, what do the sources actually say about, well, the practical side, daily life for people there?
It's a fascinating picture they paint, really. You have to imagine this incredible transformation kicking off the era, the desert, the dry land, rejoicing, blooming like a lily.
Wow.
You'll see the glory of Lebanon, the beauty of Carmel and Sharon spreading across the landscape. It's described as a complete renewal, physically too. Eyes of the blind opening, ears of the deaf unstopped, the lame leaping like deer, the mute singing out loud.
Why does this happen? Is there a mechanism described?
Yes, explicitly. Water breaks out in the wilderness, streams suddenly flow in the desert. Even the burning sand, it says, becomes a pool. A total reversal of barrenness.
That vision of renewal is something else. So, okay, this transformed world is the new heavens and new earth, the 1,000-year kingdom, with the tree of life restored, and the first heaven and earth, they burn away, right? Making way for this.
Exactly.
But here's a detail that really jumps out for you listening. The sources seem clear. This new heavens and new earth, it only lasts 1,000 years, and then it disappears at the great white throne judgment. So it's a temporary paradise. That kind of challenges common ideas of eternity, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And that timing, it sparks a lot of discussion, Some people argue the new heavens and earth must come after the judgment.
Why is that?
Mainly because the judgment scene mentions a sea, but the texts say there's no sea in the new heavens and new earth. But the view in our sources interprets that sea at judgment symbolically, like a sea of glass. And the absence of a sea later means the old world, maybe the whole system, the A is gone, not necessarily literal water.
I see.
It also brings up that other big question for you. Is this new earth the old one fixed up or something totally new? When he says the first heaven and earth melt in fire. Well, that could suggest a completely different place, couldn't it?
It could. So with this renewal happening, what about the people? What was daily life like during those 1,000 years?
Well, for the inhabitants, the sources describe pretty normal activities in some ways. People will bear children, they'll farm, they'll build houses.
So familiar activities.
Familiar, yes, but in a transformed context. It's described as mirroring our world, but filled with happiness. The desert literally becomes paradise, a lush, functioning world.
An amazing vision. But who gets to live there? Who actually experiences this 1,000-year kingdom, according to the sources?
The material is quite specific. Primarily, it's for martyr witnesses. Also, interestingly, the evildoer who repented on the cross is often mentioned.
Right.
And then others who need to undergo what's called a verification of faith.
Okay, that last group, the ones needing verification of faith. The sources suggest they might resurrect with a soulish body. What does that actually mean for them in this paradise? Are they different?
That's a really crucial point, yeah. A soulish body, as described, seems to imply a state that's maybe less glorified, less fully transformed than others, perhaps. And that might explain why they could still be susceptible to things.
Like deception.
Exactly.
Yeah.
While it says their fleshly desires are absent for those 1,000 years, this soulish nature might make them vulnerable. They could potentially even face death again during this time.
Wow, okay.
And then comes the biggest twist, and this is genuinely surprising in the text. After the 1,000 years are up, Satan is released from the abyss.
Released into paradise.
Runs wild in paradise is how it's put. And the result, the new heavens and new earth become full of wicked people, deceived by him.
Hold on. Wicked people in the new heavens and earth after 1,000 years of paradise.
That's what it says, which forces you to ask questions about the nature of this third heaven or paradise. It seems it might still be a place where Satan can operate, at least at the end.
That is a profound thought. Calling it paradise and then having Satan reappear and deception take hold.
Yeah.
It's startling. Really challenges the usual picture of a perfected new earth, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And I think that's what makes digging into these specific sources so compelling. It presents a paradise that, maybe for a defined time, is still a stage for, well, for free will and the consequences of choice.
So, quite a journey we've taken you on through these complex, interwoven timelines. From a miraculous desert ballooning into paradise, all the way to the unexpected return of deception right there in that paradise.
Yeah. And maybe a final thought for you to consider as we wrap up. Think about the implications here. A paradise that functions as both a reward and a testing ground, at least for some. A paradise that has an expiration date before a final judgment. What does that really suggest about reward, about free will, and maybe about the ongoing nature of faith's journey, even in a world utterly transformed? Something to ponder.